Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel and happy holidays from the Balkan Foodie Kitchen. Today I'm going to be sharing with you an old traditional Balkan recipe for Šape. Šape, also translated to paws, are a traditional Balkan style tea biscuit that is served with a nice hot cup of tea or a nice steaming hot cup of coffee, depending on your preference. They are made with real and simple ingredients that you probably have lying around your house, and what makes them so special is the cookie tins. These cookie tins are passed generation to generation, but if you don't have some, don't worry. You can find them linked on my Amazon storefront, or if you're going back to the Balkans this holiday season, make sure to grab them from your local grocery store. Let's get started. First, I'm going to take my 2 sticks of butter and my sugar, and I'm going to cream it all together in my stand mixer. If you don't have a stand mixer, you can use a hand mixer. If you don't have a hand mixer, you can do it the old-fashioned way. Once the butter and the sugar is combined, I'm going to add my 2 eggs, and I'm also going to mix that until it's well combined. Once the eggs are nicely incorporated, I'm going to add my vanilla sugar, baking powder, and lemon zest. For the exact measurements, please check the description box down below, and I'll have the list of everything you need and the exact measurements, so don't worry. Next, I'm going to add all of the ground walnuts, and lastly, I'm going to add the flour. The flour I'm going to slowly incorporate. I don't want to put everything all at once, just because I'm afraid of a mess, and I'm afraid that the dough might be too dry. So slowly, but in the description box down below, I added exactly how much you'll need. But follow my steps. Make sure to add the flour a little bit at a time so it can mix well. And just like that, we have the perfect dough to make our perfect Šape. And as you can see, when I flick it off my finger, it kind of all comes off. That's the type of consistency that we're looking for. So soft, but not too soft, if you know, you know. Next, I'm going to be taking my actual cookie tins, and some people like to put oil on them, but I prefer to just sprinkle some flour, and I like to make sure that it gets all in the nooks and crevices of the actual cookie tins so the cookie does not stick. Now here comes the best part, actually filling the tins with the cookie dough itself. I like to take a little bit of cookie dough at a time and continuously press it into the mold until it's filled all the way to the top. Now don't forget, we have baking powder and eggs in our mixture, which means that the cookies, when they bake, will rise. So making sure that the top is very flat is key. You can even use, let's say, a spoon or the back of a knife to flatten it out. That way when it bakes, it's nice and even, because we'll flip them out of the mold and then they will stand what now looks like the top of the cookie. You'll repeat this process for each one of the molds. My personal favorite molds are the moon and the Madeline looking ones. The cupcake ones are just a little too big in my preference, but if you really want just to eat one and savor it, then the cupcake style mold is the way to go, but I like to eat 2 or 3 here. So I really like the moon and the Madeline ones. So just make sure to fill up all of your tins, and when you're doing so, and once you fill up all of them, make sure you leave them on a baking dish. I'm using a circular one, but you can even use a tray just to make sure that when they bake, they're nice and flat. While I'm filling the cookie tins, I have my oven preheating at 350 degrees. That way, once I'm done, I can just pop them in the oven. And here they are. From this cookie mix, I'm able to make 2 batches. So I'm going to pop these in the oven at 350 degrees for about 30 minutes, or until they're just starting to get golden brown and are hard to the touch. And here they are. Look at these cuties. They're so perfect. While they're still hot, it's very important to take them out of their tins to make sure that they stop cooking or baking, because if they continue to stay in their molds, it's going to stick and they're going to be very hard. We don't want a hard cookie. We want a soft, hard cookie, if you know what I mean. Now the best part is the last part, which is sprinkling them with powdered sugar. I've seen people sprinkle them with regular sugar, cinnamon, or just leave them plain, but in my opinion, powdered sugar is the way to go. It just gives it that perfect sweet touch. I just know that if you make these Šape for the holiday season, that they will be the star of the show. They're not too hard, they're not too sweet, but they're perfect. And if you have walnut lovers in your family, you know that they will destroy these cookies. It's best served, like I said, with tea or coffee, and it's the perfect addition to your holiday treats this year. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure to check out the description box down below for all the correct measurements. Have a holly jolly holiday season, and thanks so much once again. See you next time.